important to have the right components. Yesterday we spoke about the carburetor that goes in this 62 GMC, and I had some individuals that said, I've got some carburetor parts for you. So those are going to be forthcoming, and I'll keep you posted on that. Just to let you know, this isn't just some project truck that sits in the barns that we work on. I've got the welder in the back, and we're working out here on Raffle Ranch. It's been going great. Great old truck. Didn't intend to really keep it, but it's kind of growing on me a little bit. If you've got some 16-inch 8-lug rims, I would be interested in them. As you can see, the truck's leaning. I got a flat over here. I got some tires I got to put on it. You got to have the right components, and not only in the physical world that we live in, but also in the spiritual world. When we take a look at the Word of God, and when we take a look at our devotional, it's interesting what we find. It says here in Job 36:11 and 12, if they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and years in pleasure. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword and shall die without knowledge. I find this to be incredibly interesting. And the reason is because it sounds very much like the prosperity gospel of today. This prosperity gospel has this idea that if you do whatever that prosperity preacher teaches, then you're going to be rich. So if you sow seeds into this ministry, God's going to give you lots of money. Strangely, that is not found in the Word of God at all. So what does that make it? Well, it makes it heresy. And so what we see here is he's not really speaking the truth of how God operates. This is a complete and utter denial of the fact that there is a spiritual war that's going on. We spoke last night in services, and I want to share this with you. It's just amazing here in John 16 that Jesus says unto them, starting in verse 1, these things I've spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogue. Yea, the time will come when they will kill you and think they are doing God's service. These things will they do unto you because they have not known the Father or me. So there's going to be some religious people. They're going to take them and they're going to put them out of the synagogue, kind of religion as known, and then they're going to kill them. Think about Saul. And they're going to think they're doing God's bidding. You think to yourself, how on earth can this be? This makes no sense at all. You go back to the 10 Commandments, and one of the things is, thou shalt not kill. They brought about Jesus' death. They manipulated the Romans to do it. There's something terribly wrong with this line of thinking. We think about components. You need components in your religious life that are right. That's called doctrine. And I know the religious world has thrown it out, and what's happened is created a vacuum. And in that vacuum has come prosperity gospel, antinomianism, all kinds of problems. Think about the prosperity gospel that we started with. Part of that issue is they're really promoting the God of Mammon and not the true and living God. The Bible here really talks about if you're going to follow Christ, then everything that Christ did and suffered, you will do as well. Verse 20, John 16, verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. You shall sorrow, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. So, in this world, you're going to have what? Trouble. Verse 33, these things I've spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation or trouble. Be of good cheer, I've overcome the world. And that is the good news. The good news is that Jesus has overcome the world. And how has he done it? He has done it through his death, burial, and resurrection. The enemy thought that he won. Jesus was victorious, and we can be of good cheer if we look towards that. And so, if you understand that that death that he suffered was really the death that we were to suffer, but he was our substitute, if we would realize that in our current state, if we don't know Jesus, that all of our allegiance goes to the enemy. And here's a loving God that has paid the price for us that we might have everlasting life. Maybe some trouble here, but no trouble there. And so turning our allegiance from the God of this world to the true and living God, boy, that's having the right components of life. That's beginning to understand the right doctrines and the right understandings. So let's not be like Job's friend and have a wrong understanding of how things are. Let's have a right understanding according to the Word of God. May God richly bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is such a joy to spend this time with you. Like, share, and subscribe. God bless you.